sports. I will be brutally honest. Ain't nothing but being brutally honest. Coming at you with another video.
What is up, everybody? We are back. I know it's been at least almost 2 weeks since we disappeared.
But we're here.
We're here. We're not ghosting. We're here.
How is everyone and how are you doing? How was all the holidays? Everything was good?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, family holiday, all the other stuff, and schedule was a little bit too tight. Worked a little extra shift, and that's all it was.
Hey, it all works out. So how are you feeling? It's a new year. How are you feeling about the 49ers?
It's a new year. Hopefully the next season is promising because I know this is the new year. Not exactly the start of 2024 as we hope for.
Right. So this isn't where we saw ourselves for sure. But also in a way, it's kind of like we can only go up from here, right?
Yeah, we can only go up from here.
I think the same. So how did you feel about Monday night's game?
It was. I heard it was the best rating game by far, and even though our record says it's out, we were playing really good. It was a very close game until the end.
Yeah, it seems that seems to be like our trend, right? The first half, I thought we played really, really well, and then as soon as second half hits or we're not in the lead anymore, we start to not do so well, which seems to be our thing.
It is, and then. I mean, Brock was actually on a roll going into like first 2 quarters. He was at 200 yards before halftime, and he was already getting close to 400 yards before he got hurt. But man, this offense was killing it.
100%. He was before the second half. I thought he was the best player of the game, and then he changed my mind with the picks.
Two costly picks, yeah.
Yeah, that was costly to the team. I was just going to ask you something. So with going in, no, I lost it. It'll come back to me. It was a question though. Should have wrote it down.
But you know what really cost us the game besides Purdy? I mean, Purdy, he had his moments, but I think Jake Moody was the one who cost us the game. 7 points would have been the difference between winning this ball game.
I mean, we can roll the tape back. Haven't I been yelling about Moody since the first week of this podcast of this season?
Jake Moody's just kind of been having that weird year. Ever since he's had that sprained ankle, he just hasn't been quite the same.
Okay, sprained ankle. Oh, this reminds me of the questions. So, yes, Moody, but going back, because now I remember the question, do you think, even though he's saying that his shoulder is fine and now he got hurt again, right? There's a contusion or something.
On his
elbow. But do you think that's always been kind of an underlining thing and they haven't been very upfront with it, or he's making it seem like it wasn't something and now something really is going on with his shoulder, elbow, arm situation? How do you take his injury?
No, I think he's trying to play through it. So I think that's just how some competitors are. Like the way how Purdy was like, but it came out as like it wasn't a torn UCL or nothing like that. So it's a relief. But he had a contusion, which is like a bruise on his elbow. So the good news is we don't have to play him. So let's see what Josh Dobbs could do.
Okay, and that goes to my next question to you. Because I was actually impressed. What was it? The first drive or second when Josh Dobbs was out and he like made a touchdown? I was like, whoa, I didn't even see that happen. I was like, that was impressive. Do you feel with him starting in the Arizona game, which we all know this game doesn't really mean anything.
Doesn't mean squad.
But do you feel if he does really well, does that all of a sudden make you look at Purdy a little bit different or not at all?
No, it won't change much on Purdy because I think if Josh Dobbs has a good game against Arizona, maybe he showcased himself as a good backup over Brandon Allen. I think that takes away the possibility, like maybe he might want to audition to another team, or maybe he can be our backup going forward, and we don't have to worry about bringing Brandon Allen for God's sakes. This guy couldn't even do nothing.
Yeah, I felt like with what happened at the Lions game when I saw Josh Dobbs there, I was like, we should have had him versus Brandon Allen, I thought. And then in this game that's going to be coming up, I was like, he's probably going to play really well because wasn't he the Cardinals wasn't he their quarterback?
Yeah, he was for a moment, and then once Murray returned, they just went a different direction. But one thing about Josh Dobbs that's probably going to get your attention interested about this guy is he has a good connection with Juwan Jennings. Jennings seems
really?
to be they go way back in Tennessee.
Oh, okay, cool. That's really cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm hoping to see him like showcase himself more because either he'll be the true I want him to take over Brandon Allen's job.
Of course. I think he's a suitable backup, and I think within the system, if he can do something well against the Cardinals, he will at least have a full year of learning the system.
Yeah, that's for sure. For sure.
And Kyle trusts his guys who's been around the system, so maybe he might have just took the experiment of Brandon Allen and said, you know what, he's not cutting it.
Yeah, I definitely think I don't think he'll stay with us for the next season. Who do you think played really, really well against the Lions? Who was your best player?
Best player? So if you're talking about best player, Ricky Pearsall was just killing it. That was my shocker.
Yeah, no, that was great. I was impressed as well. And I know that we had even spoken on here about we drafted him. He was our first round. We didn't see anything. So it was really great to see him get the ball and opportunities to showcase his skills. Do you think that he's also going to be showcased a lot in this next game, or do you think it's going to go back to kind of Debo?
No, he's going to showcase more of this because I think at this point he's going to have to put more tape for this team because he's already on our team going forward. We just have to see what he could do. There's going to be some guys who are not coming back next year, so they're going to showcase tape elsewhere. So this is their final opportunity to prove otherwise. I mean, I think Debo's going to play no matter what happens because he knows he has to he's going to have to look elsewhere for a new contract elsewhere if the Niners move on. Yeah.
Okay. Before we go on to those big topics, who played the worst for you? I mean, I think we said it already. We both have the same person.
So you didn't say who played the best for you, so we haven't even got to you.
Okay, best for me. I thought Kittle did really well.
Okay.
Kittle. I don't know. He's just been an all-star, and even when I start reflecting of this, and I know we're not there talking about the whole season yet, but he's consistent, dude. Consistent.
Very consistent when given the ball. Yes.
Yeah, and does his thing. I mean, I don't remember what play it was, but he got slammed and he kept going, and I was just like, dude. Kittle.
He keeps going and he does his job right. So then I got a surprise one, even though it's Brock Purdy, but I'll throw another guy. Isaac Guerrero looked pretty decent. I don't think he was quite much as good as a runner for that game, but he caught some nice passes.
He did. I was impressed. I was really impressed with him. And I guess it's nice to see a little bit more of the team, even though it didn't go the way we thought it would, even though this was a game I was kind of like, this was a possibility of a loss just because I knew they were coming in with a vengeance.
Yeah, they were coming with a vengeance, and I thought we would give it I just didn't see I thought of it as a blowout at first, but then I was thinking this could be an upset because they might overlook us.
Yeah, that's true. Because it didn't mean anything to them, right? This game for them? Yeah.
No, but they looked at it like they just want to be one step ahead to get the number one seed. That's all it was for them, is one step closer to it. So they still got to compete with Minnesota for that number one seed.
Yeah. No, I looked at it as they were coming in with the same vengeance we did when we played the NFC title game with the Eagles, where we lost because Purdy got hurt.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there goes that energy. I've seen that one before. So, and they're a good team. They're great.
I mean, there's some good bright spots in that game too. I mean, that block by Jennings was pretty damn classic. Like, I don't know, like, it doesn't that kind of give you a little bit of the Blind Side movie where?
I didn't even think about that. You're right.
That block was crazy. I don't know. Like, I don't talk too much good about the block. I'm not like too high on blocking games, but when you see a guy like him just push a starting caliber corner to the ground like that, and then he has to have his other guy to back him up.
Yeah. No, he was great. He
had a solid game. He had a very solid game, but on defense, Malik Mustafa, I mean, Bosa had a really good game, but Malik Mustafa made a good impression to Lions wide receiver. Lions wide receiver St. Brown said that this is like the safety that hurts the most on him. He said when he hits him, he feels the pain.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's good to know.
Oh, and there was a video. There was like I don't know if you saw what happened to that running back Gibbs, right?
Yeah. What about him?
He had this cut right here, and I was kind of curious when I first saw that. But I heard from this podcast from Debo when he was talking with St. Brown. St. Brown said that when Gibbs was trying to block Malik Mustafa, he hit him so hard that he had a cut right there.
Oh snap! Oh, that's gotta suck. Well,
for the blocking part, I don't know, but that's what St. Brown said. He said that guy can hit. He says that guy I don't want to mess with.
I like that. I like that.
That's another positive bright spot is Malik Mustafa. D. Winters I do like a little bit. It's just he got to stay healthy. He looks like he gets hurt a lot.
I thought he was good too. I thought you're talking about good stuff. Okay, good. Yeah, so Bosa was going to be my one, which I felt like he's kind of obvious, but I was happy. I was impressed. Not impressed, but he did his thing. I said, we like this time. Because sometimes with Bosa, I don't know if and he said this was didn't he say that this was the first game that he had to really motivate himself, or was that the last game?
No, it was this game.
It was this game. So the fact that he still played well, I thought, there we go. Yeah, showed really well of like him just being an athlete of like, okay.
And he's playing with an oblique injury too. So that's not easy to come by. And plus that can re-aggravate if he keeps playing it.
Yeah. So I thought that was really good that even though it didn't mean much, he's injured and all that, he still really came out. So I was impressed with that.
Yeah. I like how Bosa plays tough when people question his toughness. I think he's tough as it gets. Maybe Campbell should have never bothered wasting a roster spot because I think D. Winters was really better than him.
Yeah, I do too. I really do.
Yeah. So now we want to talk about the bad since we're already getting to that one. I think we can all agree on this one. Let's see what you say. Let's do a 1, 2, 3 and see if we agree with it.
For the worst player of the whole game?
Yeah. Jake Moody. What?
I didn't go with the first name. I just went Moody. Yes. Yeah. 100.
Okay. 100%. Jake Brendel for me.
That's what I should. You know what I should have got you for Christmas? I should have got you a Brendel jersey, like a special name.
I'll put it for a refund.
That would have been hilarious.
It'd be thoughtful, but we did say Jake Moody at the same time, which I had a feeling we were going to say that.
It was Jake, yeah, for sure.
So both Jakes are bad.
For one, yes, Jakes times 2. 100%. And I know I've been harping on special teams all season long. But there's no way, right? There's just no way they're going to keep him next year, right? There's just no way, right?
There's just no way. I mean, you can make an argument about Jake Moody's performance. It was terrible. Like 7 points were the difference between beating the Lions, actually. And this was a very close game. I'm not surprised with Jake Brendel. He's nothing less than what we expect him to be, a mediocre starting center caliber guy. Let's see. There's some negative sides. There's some guys that I kind of question a little bit. Jair Brown just has to get better on his shit sometimes. But then you look at there's always that one, like Ronaldo Green. I like he's got a bright future, but sometimes his little assignments got to be on point. But Yadikam is the worst performance on defense. Like, how do you get beat in these coverage? It's like they have us at that 5 yards.
Yeah, okay.
Why is Clemson Fells out there? He sucks.
You know who else you haven't talked about in a while is McKivitz.
McKivitz, yeah, he might have been the reason why Purdy got hurt. McKivitz, damn it.
Yeah, I think our O-line really
was open.
Yeah, our O-line is.
It was not as bad until Purdy got hurt, but he did kind of throw the ball away quickly.
Yeah, so I did kind of, he was one on my radar that I was like, I don't know about McKivitz right here. Also,
Charlie Heck was better than him. Charlie Heck wasn't like he was only here for less than a week.
The second one up. Who's the other one?
Austin Pleasant that we have off the streets too.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you. So with Moody, remember there was the guy that when Moody got hurt the first time, we had somebody else come in, but then he got hurt. Is he still hurt?
No, he's not on our roster. He's been cut by the Chiefs.
Oh, I was gonna say,
you're talking about Matthew Wright.
Was it him?
It was Matthew Wright, the other kicker.
Well, first of all, I would think that kickers would be very easy to get, and I just don't understand why we are not getting one.
No, kickers could be easy depending on how consistent they are. They have to make the kicks consistent. Like, it's easy from a distance. How they can kick from 40 yards is very makeable, but going 50 or higher, it's little question marks at times, but it should be makeable.
I mean, being a Bay Area girl, and I mean, isn't the number one kicker of all time, isn't it? Was it Janikowski, Raiders?
Well, for the Raiders, he was a good kicker, but there was other kickers in the Bay Area that nobody ever thought of. I mean, well, his legacy is probably more noticeable in Philadelphia, but David Akers was clutch when he played for us.
And there's something, and I know I've harped on this, there's something to be said about those games. And just like you talked about, if we just made those kicks, we would have either tied or won this game. Like,
yeah, even that Browns game, even that Browns game from last year, he missed.
There was another one. Even in the Super Bowl, didn't he miss one too? And we would have at least been up by one.
It was the extra point that was blocked, but yeah.
Yeah. So it's such a, like, I get it. Sometimes people are like, he's not even really a football player. It's such a, like,
it's an important type of kick when it matters. Yeah.
100%. And I just don't. Yeah. I don't think they'll keep him next season, and I'm happy that you don't think they're going to keep him next season, because a part of me was with Kyle.
I hope there's competition at least. I mean, keep him for now, but give him some competition to step up his shit. I'm not against.
Or he's the kicker for Sunday against Arizona, but then Kyle was like, what did he say? He said something like, "We're looking at all positions and everyone," and I'm like,
yeah.
But what is that Kyle code for? Like, are you really doing something about this?
He's just going to answer the question and he's going to get on to what he goes to. But I think maybe he will have competition, but
I hope so.
I think cutting Jake Moody would probably be like the easiest decision for us. But at the same time, maybe to be honest, maybe the ankle sprain was just catching on with his kicking distance. So maybe, but then I don't think it matters because you want to replace him and you want somebody who's consistent. But
didn't we also get him on like the 3rd round or 4th round?
Wasted pick, and you know how Kyle is. He wants to prove that he wasn't wrong, so he might hold him up for another year.
See, and that's what I'm scared of. I am so scared that he is going to bring it back next year, and then.
But maybe Moody makes kicks. Maybe next year he might do something. Maybe he won't have that bad of a year. Maybe. Like, look at the Packers, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Mason Crosby had one of his worst seasons and Green Bay still stuck with him?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So we're just going to stick it through?
Yeah. Like, look at the Atlanta Falcons. Even that one kicker was good. Young Ho, whatever his name, Cool. He was missing kicks for a while, too, but he's their best all-pro kicker. And Justin Tucker's having a slump here also.
Okay, I'm gonna let you have this one and say that
I'm
it's
not
his high
defending
ankle
him.
sprain.
Yeah, I'm not defending them by any means, but I think kickers this year haven't been really good this year, except a very few of them.
Okay. All right. I still
Yeah,
do think we need another kicker though, or we need somebody.
competition at least. Give a competition if he can step up his game or not. We still have him for a contract for this year and next year, so at least give him some competition. If he can't step up his game, then you can cut him.
In addition, with the special teams, whomever is the coach of that needs to.
Snyder's got to go. Yeah, Snyder's got to go. And you know who else needs to go also? But I don't know if you want to agree on this one.
Defensive coordinator?
Yeah, Nick Sorensen, this little clueless Sorensen, this little pedal-looking Sorensen guy needs to go.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Why is he kind of like every press conference, he acts like he doesn't even know what he's talking about?
Because he doesn't. But I'm scared because Kyle picked him, right? Didn't Kyle?
Yeah. He picked him because of the fact he's been around their coaching staff, and plus he thinks that Kyle wants a yes man. But Sorensen is not good. He's just not it.
No, absolutely not. And yeah, those two I think are really major. I mean, it all really does fall back onto Kyle because he has to oversee all of these, different areas. But that was just, he needs to just, oh gosh, I'll take Wilkes. I'll take any. Oh my God. Do you think they're going to actually call Robert Saleh back?
Maybe. We'll see if he's available. But then I'm hearing that maybe the Jets will fire Jeff Ulbrich, and maybe Kyle gets both of them on staff, gets Robert Saleh, gets Jeff Ulbrich on the coaching staff.
Now, if that happens, what do you predict happening next season if he gets those two?
They would be a lot better than having Sorensen and Staley. That's for sure.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, the brightest thing is that there's nowhere the Niners can go
but up
from here. Yeah, there's no other way. I don't think they can go any lower. Watch them lose on Sunday, so I take that back. But it's
but like you said, there's nowhere for us to go but up. But
there isn't. But also, in a way, if you lose on Sunday, doesn't our draft pick go up higher? It might be to an advantage.
No, but if we lose, we stay at number 11. But if we win, I think the highest we would go to is the 14th pick, which is still a top 15 pick.
Well, I just hope Kyle doesn't go round one. Let me get a kicker. Like, you know what I mean? Like
he won't do that. He won't be like the Raiders. I think this is what Kyle's strategy will be. Ooh, he's gonna probably get the best available player that we don't have a need for a position for, and it's gonna be like, what? And then later on, we probably need that guy. Yeah. Then he ends up being the difference maker. So I'm guessing, just from a player's perspective, a lot of us are preaching for offensive linemen. I think he's gonna go the complete opposite. He's gonna turn a 180 and go pass rusher or go some type of player that just game changer wise. He might go tight end. Who knows?
Okay, I'm gonna write this down. This is what you think. This is your prediction.
My bold take is he's gonna probably take best available. It's going to be somebody that we don't even see off our draft board, just like Ricky Pearsall was. Okay. But hopefully I'm wrong. They take that tackle from Texas or something.
Well, yeah. So I think the need is definitely the O-line, and I can hear you where he's going to do the complete opposite.
He might go D-line, but I think that's probably our best hope is maybe D-line and maybe go O-line at whatever round. But Dominic Pooney was like a third-round guy, so.
Yes. I'm going to do my bold take here for what the Niners will do.
Okay.
Hear me out.
Okay.
I think that the Niners will get another quarterback.
Another quarterback, just like we did with Trey Lance. That might be insane, but it's possible. We don't know.
Well, I know you're saying it's insane, but I've also seen us get a quarterback, trade 3 first-round picks for it. So I don't think it's wild.
I don't think it's wild, but it could be insane for it to be, you might be right, type of scenario.
Because I don't know. This all goes with if this contract happens, and this is a whole other segue we can go into of like, is he worth this 60, 50, 40 mil? Should he have competition? Keep him on. So I think they're going to find a way or something. And I think the draft and picking another quarterback will give him competition.
But you think it's gonna be where we trade up to get the quarterback? Do you think we're gonna give up some draft capital?
I don't know. I think we might even do. I think we might do. I don't know where a lot of this is just a bold take. I really do think they're going to go quarterback because I just don't know if they really think it's Brock.
No. Well, if they are going to that first round mark, I would think they would have to move up and go get the Shedeur Sanders or the Cam Ward guy. That would be somebody he would have to go for. But if it's going into the draft, maybe like other quarterbacks later, like a Work from Indiana or a Will Howard from Ohio State, then maybe that would be the bold pick.
Okay,
I would think that might be a bold pick where Kyle can get one in day 2 or day 3 pick. Maybe that's where your approach is. Maybe that's where they go to. And maybe
that. I mean, I definitely think there's going to be a quarterback. That's my thing. And maybe you're right. Maybe it's not round 1. I think round 1.
At least somebody they could develop and maybe not have to rush. And maybe if Purdy doesn't.
Purdy's gotten hurt a lot, in my opinion, already. He's gotten hurt. He's been out. And I think it would be smart of them to start to develop another quarterback. And I don't know, is it going to be Dobbs? Because this Sunday will show, I think. We keep him. He's starting to know it. So I think it's important for them to invest in that. How do you feel about that?
I think Dobbs, if he can showcase against Arizona in this meaningless game, then I would say why not bring him back for next year? But maybe he wants to be a starter, but there's no starting opportunity for him. So maybe in Carolina, if he wants to beat out Bryce Young, but I think he might be better off here because if he learns our system within this season,
right,
he might have a chance in case Purdy gets hurt and he can step in and play well. So
then here, let me give you another scenario. What's a scenario if they release Dobbs or whatever, and then I don't know who a backup quarterback is, and you still need someone, and Purdy is like, no, I'm going to hold out on the contract until you give me $60 million.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think they're going to release Dobbs. They're going to need him for insurance in case of. Yeah. But I think realistically, we'll see what happens. Hey, what's up, David Corona?
Hi, David.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I'm excited of all of these potentials. So now I'm almost like I'm ready for this game to come.
Oh yeah, like quarterback wise, like I'm kind of invested on, I'm not too high on these quarterback class, but I know what Kyle, I know he can work with some type of quarterbacks. Like I can imagine, I'm still believing in Purdy as our quarterback, but it would be nice to have a Will Howard from Ohio State be developed under Kyle Shanahan. Mm-hmm. He might fit the part of their offense. Or if Carson Beck slides so far, he might be a steal and he might just be a redshirt player that we can develop from Georgia.
No, that's good. Yeah. I mean, that has to be in the back of their mind or whoever is in the scouting department. I think there's something that has
somebody that they have to develop. Yeah. Somebody that they can invest in, but I don't think they're going to invest Brock Purdy, but I think getting a suitable backup would be something that we need to have in case he does miss time. You never know. And knowing how this team is, I don't think we invest too high on offensive linemen. So you're going to need an insurance policy for a quarterback.
For sure. Speaking of Purdy, what is your kind of take or what do you think they will do with him?
He's going to get something similar to the top of the contract, but I think it's going to be a little surprising. He might just take the $50 million.
Okay. Do you think that's fair? Do you think he's worth that?
I don't. Honestly, I would rather him take a team-friendly contract, but I think he'll take between the $50 million. Like the $60 million, that's pushing it. I don't think he's shown that he can do it with less talent because look at our record. Look at where we are. I'm not saying he's the reason why we've been losing. Now, he's been keeping us in ball games at times, but it's not because you take away whatever we have, he's barely average right now.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I also don't think that it's him that's I want 60. I definitely think it's his agent and the people because doesn't his agent get a cut of whatever?
Yeah, they do. But the problem
Okay.
with the agents just they really, but it's not just them. The market value dictates that for them. So they're gonna take whatever they can before their careers are cut short. You know, you never
Yeah,
know.
no, for sure. And maybe this is because the way he comes off as is such a like humble, wants to do it for the team, good guy. And a lot of
That's
times
what
in
we
his
want. That's what we
right, and a lot
want.
of times you even hear him in the press conference about I need to be better at that. That was my fault. Like he takes such ownership of the mistakes. I can't help but feel that he would be okay with a team friendly contract, knowing it's for the team. But at the same time, when money gets involved and now it's your livelihood, things change too. And you don't know how people are behind closed doors when it comes to negotiations, right?
Well, financially, he's gonna have to figure out what works for him. So he's gonna get a lot of endorsement deals, and I don't think it's. I think it's just the market value that's too good of an opportunity for him. He wants to reset the market. What's up, Tommy? He wants to reset the market. And
Mm-hmm.
does he deserve more money than Dak Prescott? I believe. I mean, he sure does. But honestly, not for this team, though. It's
But
just too
60
much.
million is a bit
Too much.
it's a bit much.
I
Um,
was hoping maybe 45 or maybe less, but
I was going to say that too. I feel like the 45, 50 is even getting a little high, but I really do think I think 60 is a little, I think that's outrageous.
that's just ridiculous. And that's the problem with this market value. Like, should they just have like a market value for average quarterbacks or different tier quarterbacks or different tier players? Like, hey, you shouldn't be getting this type of money because of this type of contract, you know?
This is true. And I'm not turning 40 tomorrow. I'm turning 39.
Still a young age. Now I'm about to be 35, so
See, yeah, I could still play in the NFL.
we can all play in the NFL.
I'm not retired yet.
Ah, good lord! How did they know your age? I didn't know about that.
I don't know. Some people, Tommy. Some people just know. They're just magical. If you
I
would have
don't
just
really.
told me
I
the lotto
never.
numbers, those lotto
Yeah,
numbers for that billion one, that would have been great.
I've never asked your age before, so I'm
Okay.
surprised. But I would think you were like maybe a little younger, maybe close to my age. I don't know.
No, it's okay. You want to give me an extra year? Thank you. I appreciate it. But yes,
Tommy's funny. Tommy's funny. He's almost 50 years old.
50. I mean, you could still be a quarterback, right? At 50. What's Aaron
No,
Rodgers? Isn't he like 50?
no, he's about no, he would have to be Brett Favre age.
Oh, whoopsies. Whoopsies.
No, I'm just playing around, but yeah, he can. That's cool. So your birthday's tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, I'm the beginning. I'm the beginning of the year. It's always hard because everyone's like, oh man, I just started my diet. New year, new me. I can't drink anymore. So, fun
Oh,
time.
see, Tommy compliments you. See,
Thank you. Very kind. Thank you. Thank
I,
you.
I look like I'm a little older than that, so I don't know.
Age is nothing but a number. Back to
For
the
some,
Niners.
back to the Niners, but Tommy, this ain't no dating site, buddy.
Back to the Niners. Do you think they will release someone like Debo Samuels?
No.
No. Okay, so Debo's staying.
Okay.
What about why do
No,
you say that?
I would think the reason why I would say no because his contract is kind of like you're going to eat up a lot of that contract, and then I think maybe they're going to probably try to trade him, or Debo's going to have to take a pay cut. I don't see no reason why would because you if you look at his other contract for next year, there's no way out of this one.
Okay, well, I also during the trade we can run it back on the tape. Didn't I say trade him then? I was like, why don't we trade him then? Because aren't we losing value for him, or does the value of the player go
It's
down
the value's already dying already because his value could have been solid if we would have traded him in the offseason, but now it's not.
Yeah. So
We may be lucky to get a fifth round.
Well, let's see what Kyle does with the fifth round. Also, thank you
for anybody in the fifth round.
You know, right? Okay, so there goes that. What about Juice? You think he's staying?
Oh, Juice. You know what's going to happen with Juice?
No.
He's already. I think his contract's going to be up, right?
Right. So he probably wants an extension, right? Or wants more. Or
Or
wants
he wants an extension. He's getting up in age. I'd rather go get. You know what? If this guy from Arizona State slides, I want him drafted to be our fullback.
Who is it? Who are you talking
That
about?
Cam Scatterbo guy. I want him to be our fullback.
Wait, I want to
get
look
him.
him up. You said he's what? Cam something?
Cam Scatterbo. He's a running back from Arizona State, but he doesn't look like a running back. He looks more like a fullback.
Okay. So do you think they're going to release him at the end of this year? Or not release
No,
him, like
no.
he's done.
I think he's gonna leave. He's gonna leave.
So
I think Yushik will either stay or he probably be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Sooners are no, come on, man. Come on, Tommy. Are you gonna get on me with this nonsense, buddy? Come on, man. Get off with this. Hey, you want Lincoln Riley out, buddy? We can all agree Lincoln Riley's like a little bit of a whatever.
I see what Papa J is saying too, that if Elijah Mitchell and Ronnie Bell are still there, Debo's definitely going to not go anywhere.
Well, Elijah Mitchell has a contract that's avoided now because he didn't play the entire season, which is crazy. So that means he ain't going nowhere.
Wild.
So you think we're gonna go running back? I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me, but we're gonna need a fullback.
Okay. I'm trying to think, who else do you think is departing this year?
Who I think is departing, Travarius Ward.
Oh yeah.
I don't see no reason why, because he's gonna probably want a little bit more money, and we're probably not gonna have enough money, and we're gonna have to replace him.
You're right. Yeah, he's for sure gonna be out. Okay. Now I'm gonna look at the roster also to make sure. Oh, Greenlaw. What do you think is gonna happen with Greenlaw?
I think we might try to find a way to get him on a team-friendly deal, or maybe take like a prove-it deal or something. Maybe a solid extension contract, but I don't think he's going to get nothing more.
I hate that he got re-injured, but at the same time, here's my defense to it. I kind of felt like Kyle shouldn't have played him that much.
Yeah,
also, I feel like it mimicked the CMC situation of like, you could have spread it around a little bit. But I just can't help but love that energy when he came on. You could just tell the defense, and it's like, but do we pay millions of dollars for that? I don't know. There's something to be said about energy, right? I don't know. I'm really reaching.
Yeah. Well, look at this one from Papa J. Says F fullbacks are almost an extinct species. They will give Juice a small raise. I don't know, man. He might be good for next year if we give him a solid contract, but I think you might want to.
Older too. How old is he? As we're talking about age all up in here today.
Oh yeah, Yushik's I think he's gonna be 34.
Okay, I can't look up Juice because that didn't look up right. What's his Kyle? Oh my gosh,
Kyle. Yeah, even his name is pronounced Juice.
Oh my god. Okay, how old did you think you said he was?
34.
Oh, you're really close. He's 33.
But he's gonna be 34.
Oh, possibly. I didn't look up the birthday.
He's born 1991, so he's actually like gonna be 34 this next year.
Yes, there you go. Good job. Good at math. Good job.
Yeah, I can tell. But Kittle's gonna have to get a new contract soon. Like, I think he's good for next year, but after that, he's a free agent.
He deserves it. How is that man not a Hall of Famer? He's literally gonna be one.
He is, for sure. Like, it's hard to deny. He's one of the best tight ends in Niners history.
100%.
Even though Brent Jones got a ring, he has a legacy with the Niners, but Kittle has done it all. So
yeah, I think him for sure. And you know who else to me really stands out too? Warner.
Warner has been playing his heart out.
Yeah, and doesn't he hurt too? Having Kittle and Kittle, didn't he have some sort of foot injury or something too?
No, I think Kittle's had like I'm not sure what the injury you're talking about, but it was Warner with the ankle injury.
Oh, okay. I'm getting them confused. Yeah, I still think Warner for sure plays his heart out every game. Kittle, every time he gets the ball, he just goes full throttle. So I mean, they've definitely, they're still of the old crew though. I'm excited to see the newer kids
Yeah, these are the guys that were the foundation, but now we're gonna have to start off fresh. Hopefully, by this draft, we get something good.
Yeah. No, we I'm gonna. I mean, who knows? Kyle's
Yeah.
gonna surprise everyone.
Oh, what is good, Danny Golden TV? Man, long time no see, man. It's good to see everybody in the building. But let's talk about X factors and 3 keys to victory for against the Cardinals.
Okay, let's go. You or me first? I'll go first.
Oh, okay. Okay, you go first. Yeah, ladies go first.
Thank you. I'm just gonna be very blunt. As long as we make our kicks. So if the kicker kicks, I think that will be a key to victory because clearly they mean stuff. Turnovers, we are happy at turnovers. So if we cannot do turnovers and know the rules of the game, because that's been an issue earlier where we've had too many people on the field. And when we're in the red zone, if we could actually make it in, that would be that's what I think. Very lame, very
so making kicks, but how about like, okay, so time of possession would be a main key for us. We can get a good running game going, maybe build confidence with Josh Dobbs. I would think the one X factor for me for this game, even though it's meaningless, I want to see some Josh Dobbs and Jawan Jennings touchdowns. Man. I want to see that old Tennessee connection, man. That I want to see Jawan Jennings get over 1,000 yards, and I want to see that kind of vibe. So, we're almost done with the part of the score prediction, but we can get on to that. I don't know how much time we got left, but
yeah, I'm here.
Oh.
Bella's favorite.
That's
my favorite. I have posters of him all over my wall.
Oh, Tommy, I didn't know that. You stalked her. Good Lord.
Yeah, all over. Can't wait for him to return next season.
That's Sorensen. Oh, God.
Have you watched any of this podcast? What I've been yelling about all season long?
Oh. This guy does not know how to coach defense. I'm going to go look at the film. Yeah, I'll know what's good or bad tackling.
Nothing was good. Oh God, he irks my nerves, and it's things like this where I don't know if this happens to you at work sometimes, where you're like, how did this person get this position? Like, how did he get this job, and I'm supposed to be better than him? Yeah, and I would have done this better, and I am not even close in the realm of possibility of ever even getting this job. It's because of the favoritism. Yep. Yeah. So. And I'm also glad about. We'll go back to the score prediction. I'm glad that the hype of is Kyle staying or going in the hot seat? I love that that's finally died down and people realize it's gonna be Kyle and John. So we're here now. It's gonna be what are they doing in the offseason and the draft that's really going to change the team again. Because the team, again, their only way we can go from here now is up. But if it ends up looking like this season again, that is when I think things will start to happen of what's going on. And now Kyle would be on the hot seat. Yeah, but Kyle's been around a while. But so if I had to choose my X factor for this matchup, I want to say Josh Dobbs and Jawan Jennings. They will have some. I think Jennings going to have a monster game. I've been kind of homer on this guy, but I think Josh Dobbs is going to have that vibe connection like the Tennessee days. Okay. I think I'm gonna pick Pearsall. Okay, so Pearsall has another good game. Okay. I mean, I don't see why not. I think that he did well, and I think he's gonna keep throwing the ball to him. So we'll see how that goes. But I do like what you said, especially because I didn't know there was that Tennessee connection. I would love to see that vibe between Jennings and Dobbs. Oh yeah, you got to watch this old highlight of that play against Georgia where Jennings makes that Hail Mary catch from Josh Dobbs. Oh, Slick Rick he's sick. He makes it. Slick Rick has some illness, but I think it's like a chest or illness type of thing, but it's both separate injuries. But I think he'll be fine for the game. I think he'll suck it up. I think it's just because of the weather-wise and all that. Unless you think Debo's going to have a good game next game? Nah, I think it's going to be Jennings. I think it's going to be Jennings and Cowan, hopefully. But we'll see. I think we'll see what happens. It could be Kittle, too.
Kittle's gonna have a monster game, but I think Debo will have an okay game. But okay, as far as score prediction, I will go with I would say 24 to 29ers. I don't know. Seems like we have a meaning for this. It has a meaning for us.
Oh, that's what you went with? Okay. I did 17-24 Niners.
Okay, but honestly, this is something with pride, so I don't think it matters. We're still going to get a top 15 pick.
Yes.
I mean, we would get the 11th pick, but still, we would get a top 15 pick either way.
Well, I'm also curious to see. Look, this is a game where I get it. You're a coach. You're still coaching. Sure. It's almost like I feel like Kittle's going to go into this like, I'm going to have fun and play, and that energy runs off, and gets off on people. So I just think it's that, because record-wise, there's nothing to it other than also tape and film for people to make decisions on these players later. So it's more on really, truly them.
What I think they bring to the table, yeah.
Yeah, than the team
Yeah, you get to see their performance, and I think Debo wants to put on some good tape for the last season, and hopefully he would think he could stick around or get somewhere traded. But
yeah,
I don't think cutting Debo would be the answer, because we would have to eat up some dead cap space out of it.
Do you watch his podcast? Is it good?
Nah, I barely watch it. Like, I don't really care for it. Like, he just kind of brings a lot of dramatic. Like, he has some good topics, but sometimes it's like watching Michael Parsons crap. So I'm like, nah.
Really? Oh, wow.
It's just like the same as Parson, but just a little bit dramatic.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I guess we got the same score. So I guess whoever wins, but we got the Niners winning, of course.
Yeah, we do.
So you got Ricky Pearsall with a monster game, and I'll go with.
I think so. Well, unless he's like really sick, then I feel bad.
The illness was probably because of the weather. He'll probably shake it off.
But I think also because we all know why. He didn't play for a lot of the season, and he did extremely well the last game. I think this gives him that opportunity to get more reps and things like that. So this will be good.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we'll definitely break down to more. I mean, next week show, we'll go on to the final, and then maybe in the offseason we can do a little bit of a mock draft together if you want.
Ooh, I know nothing about college, so it'll be fun. Maybe you can teach me.
Yeah, I'll teach you, because unless you got other things on the offseason, we can do it another time. But yeah.
Sounds good. So next week, everyone, let's hope the Niners win. But if not, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
We get a nice draft pick, a little decent draft pick.
Yay! We love draft picks.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.